The clock strikes 12, I step into the haze. Whispers call me from 1,000 graves. Shadows dance in corners out of sight. I chase the unknown deep into the night. I hunt the fear you dare not face. In the darkness I embrace the trace. The dead, they speak their secrets shown. Welcome to the bizarre and the unknown. A flicker, a chill, a shadowed hand. The unseen lingers where I stand. Through creaking doors and empty halls, I hear the echoes of forgotten calls. I hunt the fear you dare not face. In the darkness I embrace the trace. The dead, they speak their secrets shown. Welcome to the bizarre and the unknown. And the unknown. Eyes that watch from a place unreal. A touch so cold it makes you feel they're near but hidden, veiled in shade. I walk with ghosts I hunt the fear you dare not face. In the darkness I embrace the trace. The dead, they speak their secrets shown. Welcome to the bizarre and the unknown.
It's showtime.
Hey everybody, welcome to, I guess I ought to move my mic down here. Welcome to another episode of Bizarre and the Unknown. We are waiting on Jessica. She's having some technical difficulties, but she will be joining us soon, it sounds like. Today, being, hey Riley, how's it going? Today, beings, I've been busy this week, so I've not had a chance to really dive into anything and do some research. Hey Kevin. So I figure we're just going to do a Q&A. Oh, there she is. Give me 1 second and I'll bring you up. So today I got Jessica Jones joining us, and we are going to answer some questions you may have about the cryptid, the paranormal, supernatural, or anything the bizarre and the unknown. I figured this will be fun. So if you guys wouldn't mind, help me welcome the Cryptid Huntress herself, Jessica Jones, to the stage. Hey, Jessica, how you doing?
Hey, I'm good. How are you?
Oh, I've been busier than a hiccup today. Hey, Marcy. Yeah, I've been making videos, making a new intro, new outro, making a commercial, to advertise books. I mean, I've been hammered, plus going to town and everything else. So it's been a fun day. It's been fun.
Very nice.
Heck yeah. So sorry you had some computer issues. You gotta love that technology.
Oh man, I actually lost my computer last week. So
Oh,
my one of my laptops, my main one, crashed out, and I had to go buy another one because I had a very important show last Thursday night.
oh
And
no.
so I had to go buy a new one, and then I couldn't get it to sync up for my show Thursday. And then I was gone all weekend. So Friday morning, I didn't get a chance to fix it. So Friday morning, I had to go to Alabama, and I've been gone
Mhm.
all weekend. I just got back, and I still haven't fixed the computer yet. So I haven't had a chance to do that.
Oh no. So
So yeah,
how'd that conference go?
it was great. It was great. We had a good time. I'd presented at it was called the Vanished movie premiere in Paracon. And it was out of Gardendale, Alabama. It was a wonderful event hosted by Greg Ogles with Relic Films.
Mhm.
And yeah, I had a good time. I got to meet a lot of cool people that I've known online for a long time, but I had not met in person before. So, and I got to talk about Dogman and Bigfoot and missing people and all that. So it was awesome. It was really good. I
Heck,
got some good contacts, man. I love going to those events where you meet people live and people that come to those events. I made some of the best contacts. I've got some trips planned now, some extra trips out to
heck
go
yeah.
Bigfooting around Alabama.
Heck yeah.
So yeah, it's all good.
Heck yeah. Well, I know like yesterday I was kind of talking about the future that I have planned for this show. And I've got to get me some equipment to set up because now I've got Starlink. I just got my
Oh,
Starlink
great.
in earlier this week. It didn't cost me $560 to start out like it originally was. It was $21.64. They sent me the equipment. Once I got the equipment set up, it was 120, and I was able to get Starlink. So
Oh,
um,
nice.
yesterday morning was the first time I did a live, and I was on with William. And everybody says it's running better now, so that's nice. My next step is to get a computer, but I'm looking at getting like a Sprinter van or something like that and setting that up just for investigations. So I can hook my cameras up
Yeah.
to it. I've got mobile Starlink now too. So all I got to do is get it set up, the computers, power source, all that stuff, have where I can mount my Starlink up for it, and be able to do lives while in the field investigation. Of course, I got to get some people to set up to do cameras and stuff like that. But it's been an adventure. So trying to get things
That's
set up.
awesome.
Heck
Well,
yeah.
heck yeah. No, Starlink's the way to go. I need to get Starlink.
Oh,
Actually, I just need to get my computers working.
I'm,
Then we'll deal with Starlink.
heck yeah, man. So I'm kind of happy. But yeah, that's kind of the future I've got for this show is to good. Thank you guys. Hey, Marcy. Yeah, everybody's talking about how this is so much better. My quality and everything like that is so much better on my videos now that I got the Starlink. Hey, honest. Yeah, so I actually priced out a computer today. I'm looking at getting an i7 tower. It's supposed to be where I could upgrade it, run a whole lot better, whole lot quicker. It's gonna. I'm looking at spending either if I get a 16 or a 32. 16 is like 700 some odd dollars. A 32 is around $1,200 for this tower. But with this tower, I'll never have to replace it. The most I'd have to do is update the RAM.
Oh, cool. Very
Yeah,
nice.
yeah. I'm looking
That's
at
really nice.
that.
Yeah.
Uh, but yeah, it's like, man, it's money I've got to spend. But I got this new job, this new position at work, this promotion. So my days off have changed. I work Tuesday through Friday now. Not counting if I got to work an event. Of course, paving season. I mean, I'm going to be pulling 5, 6, 7 days a week work during paving season. It just really depends on what the paving crews are working, how late they're working, and what days they're working. It will depend on what days I'm working because I have to be out there as long as they're out there, expecting their work, making sure everything's getting paved the correct way, what type of paving we're doing, hot mix, cold mix, micro seal, grade 1, 2, 3. Getting ready to go through a lot of classes. I'm going to be spending a lot of time the next few months up in Columbia going to classes. It's fun.
That's awesome. I'm glad you got your promotion, Eric. I'm proud of you.
I was worried about it after that little embarrassing incident. I was like, oh my God, I just lost it. Thank you, Marcy.
Oh
But yeah,
no.
yeah, I was so worried. But no, I fought for it. I fought for it. I
You
got it.
did.
Now I just got to fight to keep it. So it's going to be fun. So there is some changes for anybody who has been paying attention to. There's going to be some changes because of this new promotion. So mid to late spring to early to mid fall, I'm going to be working a lot of hours. So it
That's good.
really be bouncing around on show times and stuff like that. But yeah, so but now I'm off Saturday through Monday now, so it's
Oh,
going to be
great.
fun. So with that being said, everybody, today is your opportunity to pick mine and Jessica's brains. Like I said in the beginning, anything cryptid questions, paranormal, supernatural, the bizarre and the unknown. Hey, Bounty, anything like that. You got a question, please put it in all caps. So that way I know it's a question. And I'll bring it up and we'll answer it to the best of our ability. Yeah, you hear in the background. Yeah, she's wanting in again. She can't make up her mind. She wants to be in or stay out. Hey, Muriel. So with that being said, hey, Vicky, what's your guys' questions? Let's see what the first one we got up. As soon as everybody's still, hey, Kevin, everybody's still doing their how to do this. So it's so excited he will start doing a show. And no, I won't do it in loincloth. I might do it in a kilt just for, S and giggles. I might do it in my kilt. Well, we'll see. I like my kilt. I'm sorry, man. I love wearing my kilt. In the summertime, that thing's amazing. My cat, little mom, heard your voice and is next to me watching. I think she loves you. Yeah, she seems to lick the computer a lot whenever I'm on, don't she, Roxanne? So, as we're waiting on these questions, have you had anything interesting happening in your neck of the woods lately?
Oh man, I did go up to Uwari a couple weeks ago up in North Carolina, and
Mm-hmm.
and that was a fun trip. I went up there with some of my just some guys I go out in the woods with and stuff, and David Pardue and Ed Peters and Don Tart and Keith. Uh, they've all been on my show except for Don. I think Don's
Mm-hmm.
always in my chat. So, but anyways, those are some old school Bigfooters,
Mm-hmm.
and so we went up there and I spent the weekend up in Uwari, North Carolina, and we let's see, we went hiking and stuff and had a little game plan and made a little satellite base camp away from camp. Kind of, we went up there and we let the Bigfoots watch us hike around and stuff, and sure enough, they followed us up to where we were. And as soon as we had the campfire going, within about 20 minutes, they were surrounding us, and we could see the eye glow all around us, and it was interesting. It was really fun, and so yeah, it was just good to get back out there. We had some activity around camp, and the guys got some good photographs from their trail cams and stuff we put out there. And there's a lot of very famous footage that came out of there of Bigfoot. Mike Green footage, where there's like a Bigfoot that crawls up. He left a candy bar on a stump in one of the campgrounds out there, and the Bigfoot crawls up and grabs the candy bar. That was one of the places I went. Yeah, so it was cool. Yeah.
We got our first question. Muriel asked, "What is the creepiest experience you all have ever had during investigations?" I'll let you answer first, ladies first.
The creepiest, I've had a lot of creepy things happen. I mean, I guess I always go back to that one night where we had that thing that screamed in our camp. But I know Muriel's in my chat over on my channel. You've heard that before, okay? but I do have I have a bunch of creepy things. I mean, there was actually one night. I think I may have talked about this before, but we were out. We don't use flashlights normally, and there was one night. We were up in the North Georgia mountains, and I had the worst feeling like something was surrounding us, like there was something there. And I kept hearing this tapping on a tree. And I just kept hearing it tapping. It was like tap, 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 tap. And it just seemed like mechanical almost. And in my mind's eye, I was seeing Spearfinger out there. And that the Cherokee Witch. Now, I honestly could have just had my imagination running wild. Okay, but it was horrible. That was one of the creepiest nights I've been out there, and I didn't say anything to anybody because if you say the name out loud or something, it might just manifest right there.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I didn't say what I was experiencing, but I was like, man, I wonder if these people are hearing this too. but anyways, yeah, I mean, I've
Yeah.
been yelled at, I've been screamed at, I've been chased by all sorts of stuff out there. Fog. The fog was the worst night that I was out there, I think. Getting chased by fog was weird.
Heck yeah. For me, man, I've had quite a few of them on investigations I've been on, but this latest one, I have to say, was probably the most scared I've ever been on an investigation. And I was down there. I've gotten reports 50 years apart, within 4 miles of each other, of a possible werewolf / dog man, which the encounter seemed very dog manish to me. I'm going to move this down just a hair, just because of the way the screen's set up. But it seemed very much like a dog man, werewolf. So I'm down there. I was down getting any kind of doing the initial investigation of the original sighting. The original sighting took place at a creek. It was bent over. It was kind of a brindleish type fur on the werewolf, and it was drinking water. And this person who reported it, him and his family, was during the summer, very hot. They had no AC, so they decided they're going to go to the creek at night and cool off. Well, they get down there and the headlights of the car light up this thing bent over, drinking water from this creek. And then when it stood up, they realized this wasn't a dog. This was something very human like, partially covered in fur. So I went down there. Hey, Auntie. I went down there, was doing the initial investigation. I can tell you now, whatever it was that was after me, even Brother William said he was watching. I was live when I was doing the initial investigation. Even he could feel it, this energy of something that was trying to take me away from my location. And it had came after, it was started to try to drag me away the very second I stepped my foot outside my truck. I was on the east side of the road. Whatever this was on the west side of the road, and it kept trying to get me to go west. And I just had this feeling that if I went there, I would never come back again. And
Wow.
I mean, the whole time during this investigation, it kept coming, and it kept in the pull was getting stronger and stronger and stronger and stronger. And eventually, I was like, this thing's going to come after me. I just had that feeling that it was tired that I was ignoring it, and it was going to come for me. So I hurried up. Hey, She Duke. I hurried up, grabbed my equipment, got my truck, and I hauled butt out of there. I made phone calls. That way I was on the phone with somebody in case something happened, telling them what was going on. I was hauling butt out of that location. I've been ran out of the woods a couple times. That was probably the scariest situation I had. And it was something supernatural. It wasn't flesh and blood. This was something old, something ancient, something evil. And I did not have the protection to help me on that investigation. That's probably that was probably the most scared I've ever been on an investigation. You have a question from Roxanne. What about the time you and Robbie went out on an investigation?
I've taken Robbie twice to some good Bigfoot spots, and both times we had similar outcomes. After we got there, he and I got, I guess you could say, we got surrounded by. First year it was Bigfoot. The second year it was something different.
Mm-hmm.
But we had gone up to a spot up in North Georgia, and I guess we were like just walking up this hill up to this tree line, and we got up to that tree line, and we were talking, and the crickets were really, really loud. I think it was in March or May, and so the bugs were out there that night. And it sounded like crickets and frogs and all sorts of stuff. It was being loud. So he and I, they just kept getting louder and louder and louder. So he and I were yelling over each other.
Mm-hmm.
And we were literally yelling over the bugs and stuff.
Oh, wow.
And then all of a sudden it went deathly silent, and then he and I were still yelling. And we were like, whoa. And it was pretty shocking, actually. And so we sat there and we just looked at each other. We're like, oh yeah, something's here.
Mhm.
And sure enough, there was stuff surrounding us all. I mean, a 360-degree circumference. Like, we were completely surrounded by something. And there was actually something down by my truck, down at the bottom of the hill. And there were things like creeping up behind us. It was a little concerning. And so we went back down to the vehicle. And when we got down there, we looked up on top of the hill, and there were a couple of big, tall, shadowy figures standing right where he and I had been standing. So, yeah, that wasn't too creepy. It was fun to me. That was actually such fun.
I always get a kick out because people think that they can scare me. I'm like, do you realize I literally hunt monsters for fun on my spare time? I'm literally out there doing it, and usually I'm by myself. you can't scare me.
Fine, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, Poncho. Hey, Abnormal. Let's see here. I thought I had a question and I missed it because it wasn't in caps. I'm trying to scroll up to see if it was. I lost it, so I'm trying to find it again. Oh, Roxanne says, do you think it could have been a dog man?
We generally have not had a whole lot of dogmen in that area before. We've just mostly had Bigfoot up there where I took Robbie, but there was something different. And the second year we went, we actually had my son with us. And Robbie's a police officer, and he and I both know how to protect ourselves and my son. But we went up there just thinking we were just going to have a fun time, just joking around about how maybe we'll get surrounded by Bigfoot again. And sure enough, kind of something very similar happened the second time we were out there. And there, I don't remember there being crickets and stuff, but there was definitely something surrounding us. And my son felt it, I felt it, he felt it. And so Robbie was like, head back down the truck right now. He was like, put Ben in between us and let's go quickly down to the truck. And so we did. And same thing happened again. We saw stuff up at the top of the hill after we got to the bottom of the hill again. But yeah, it was just a really creepy feeling. I don't know if it was worse because my son was there. But there was definitely something that felt I don't know. It didn't feel good. Okay. With the Bigfoots, that's cool. That was not a big deal. But the second time, and like I said, I really do believe it was probably just because it was my son was there. But Robbie thought it was probably dogmen. I don't know. Here's my thing about that, though, is that a lot of the times when I've gone on investigations where like we spend days, nights, places where people have had what they thought were dogman experiences, we get out there and we usually have Bigfoot sign. So a lot of times when people think it's dogman, it's usually Bigfoot. A lot of times. That's just in my experience.
Buddy, that heater is not just for you, it's for everybody. No, that's not just for you. You got to let everybody share the heater. Yeah. Sorry, my dog's being a bore. He's stealing the heater, not letting anybody else enjoy the nice little heat on a cold day. We got another question here from Bounty. What's your favorite investigation? Let me get some coffee.
What's my favorite?
Yes, both of us, but I'll let you answer first because I'm going to top my coffee off.
I gotta think about that one. My favorite was, just with my teams, I guess, out at the meadow. I had a really good. All of mine are my favorite, but one of the most memorable was right before one of my teammates died. We had the incident where we had a couple of the guys that went into the portal, and after that, several years later, they both passed away. And one of the last times that Tim was here before he died, we all had a trip the month before that to the meadow, and we were hiking in. That was the night that I was hiking in with him, and I heard that voice say time travel from across the way. And we got out to the field and we had so much fun that night. Our whole team, we were cracking up and joking and laughing, and there were fireflies floating all around us. And it was just beautiful out there. It's a clear night. We were looking at UFOs. We did that CE5 protocol, and it was just crazy. We had a really good time. And so it's not really about all the action that we had out there so much as just the people, and having fun like that. So that's not most memorable.
Me personally, I don't know if I have a favorite investigation. All investigations I do, I absolutely love. And I get something new every single time. Probably one of the greatest moments during an investigation I had is when I did the Springfield Commercial Club. And I actually got a spirit that said it was my relative. And it said that it can talk to my relatives sometimes. And it's literally, if you watch the investigation, it's on my channel. You'll hear it say that, because it's talking about son and mother. And I asked, I said, "Are you my mother? Are you my relative?" And it said, "Yes." And I said, "Can you talk to my relatives that have passed on?" It said, "Sometimes." That's probably one of the most memorable parts. But as far as an actual favorite investigation, I can't. I love every single one of them, and it's something new every single time. And Muriel wants to know: would you rather see a werewolf up close or a dog man? That's a good question.
I'd rather probably see a werewolf up close, personally, because werewolves are smart.
Mm-hmm.
And so I don't know. I could have a conversation with a werewolf, right? Maybe.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
Yeah, me personally, it really depends on the situation. Because a werewolf can be tasked to come after you, but so can a dog man. And although dog men generally are just protectors of an area, they generally don't have a negative reaction with people unless provoked or tasked to go after that person. It's kind of the same way with werewolves too. So it's kind of, I don't know. I mean, that's a good question. It really depends on the situation of what I'm dealing with at that moment for me. William says, "What's the most you've ever been afraid alone with just you yourself to rely on?" For me, is what I was talking about earlier on my scariest one. Yep, you are muted for some reason. There you go.
I muted myself.
Oh.
Yeah. I'm having technical issues on my end over here. So I have never been alone on a cryptid investigation. Well, I mean, I've been out in the woods by myself before, but not on a cryptid investigation. I always have somebody with me at all times. I mean, I've been in my tent with, I usually, sometimes, I'm not going to say I still do that, but I used to put my tent way far away from everybody. Mm-hmm. And I would sleep, because I would get more action around my tent at night, as far as cryptids go. And so I put my tent far away, and I would, that was pretty creepy. And it was almost like I was testing myself to see how brave I was. Every time I'd go out because once you get your tent set up, there's no moving it. Like I have a big tent, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And yeah. So yeah, I mean, but there's been plenty of times where I've been in my tent, but I know there's people around me, so it's not that bad. I think one of the worst things that happened to me when I was kind of alone, I still had my team out there, but I'd walked off away from the team, and I got hit with infrasound, and I got deathly sick. I got very sick, and got a migraine real bad, and I thought I had gotten food poisoning. It was horrible. Yeah, so that happened.
Abnormal says, "Jessica, have you ever had a hitchhiker?"
I normally don't pick up strangers. I'm
I
just kidding.
think yeah. I was just say, I think she's talking about something,
Something different. Oh yeah,
something different.
man. I there was one night that I came home from the meadow and I had those two orbs in my house that we have on video. So there was that, but I don't think so otherwise.
Heck yeah. Um, that's why I'm always very, very cautious when I go out and do paranormal, supernatural stuff. I've got certain protections I take me for certain situations. I generally don't like to wear my protection during an investigation unless I'm absolutely know that I have no choice. Because a lot of times that protection can keep you from actually um, encountering what you've gone there to investigate. So you have to be very, very careful when doing that. But I've always, after every investigation, I'm always going, thank you for contacting me. Hey, Victor, um, thank you for interacting with me. You don't have permission to attach yourself or to my equipment. Once I leave these doors, you have to remain behind, and that's very important because I have actually made that mistake when I was younger. And I have brought things from an investigation into my home because I didn't do the right thing. So that's why I learned the hard way from that. You have to put them barriers up and them guidelines up. You have to make them rules. You have to make them know them rules because they will come home with you if you don't.
Mm-hmm.
I
Yeah.
had a go ahead.
No,
Hey, Victor.
I generally just I always have up energetic protection. Always. That's when I go in public. That's when I go in the woods. It's when I'm on my podcasts. I put
Mhm,
up energetic protection and barriers against the hitchhiker stuff, and just
mhm.
any kind of unwanted energies. Um, yeah,
Yep.
you have to. Everybody should.
I forgot about something. Auntie, I apologize. You did say something earlier. I did talk about what I believe now. Yeah, she's wanting in. That's Aurora. She's wanting in here. She's in and wanting in, out, in and out, in and out. I'm not leaving the door open because of it's cold. And I've got a space heater going here in the office so we can stay warm. But she was asking about the feline situation we've had going on here. Some of you has been following the last few weeks. I've had some very weird stuff going on out here, something new, something different. There has been werecat sightings close by here, and even my house and close to my house. And so I think this new stuff that's been going on has actually been werecats. Just
Hmm,
because of all the things that's been happening and what's even been cited here at my house by DA and Steve.
really?
Yeah. So I'm pretty much convinced them weird noises I heard that was jacking up the coyotes, the strange stuff going around my house, the warning I had to stay inside, do not come back out, which I think was my Bigfoot that family that's been around me for
Hmm.
30 some odd years. I think they were warning me to stay inside. And I'm pretty much convinced now, and I'm not 100% because I haven't had enough evidence to support it, but that's where I'm leaning to is I think it's these feline cat people.
Oh man, you know what? We actually showed a picture last weekend. I had David Pardue and Ed Peters on my show from Uwari, the guys that I went out on
Mm-hmm.
that trip with. And David has a picture of what looks like a feline creature in the woods, like a feline humanoid kind of face on this thing. It was like something that was really big and tall,
Mm-hmm.
and it did. And we actually showed it. I mean, it did look like a cat's face on it. It was odd.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know. It's really weird. I think that we have an epidemic of like strange cryptids right now.
Yeah.
It's
Well.
not just Bigfoot and Dogman. Like Dogman started creeping in after all these years of just having Bigfoots out there. Now we got
Mm-hmm.
Dogman. Now we've got like an epidemic of pale crawlers everywhere. We've
Mm-hmm.
got feline humanoids. Like what is going on? I see
Well,
William in the chat. William, what is going on? Tell us.
like when I was on your show a couple weeks ago, we were talking about these felines that's been going on around here. Werecats is very, very popular in Mesoamerica, and we've had a lot of people from the border coming up. So the possibility of that type of magic being brought up here to transform into these feline creatures is extremely high because of that. You're not going to, if you got some people, bunch of people coming up from the south, that is their predominant way. Up here we have the SWs. That's a lot of time. They can be just about anything. Most prominent is the wolf style or the coyote style. Down there, the most prominent is the werecats. It's the same type of magic. It's just different transformation. So there's no way it's going to stay strictly down there. It's going to come up. So I think it's probably, I mean, it's just my opinion, my theory, my hypothesis. I think that's why we're seeing an uptick of this type of stuff. It's coming up here from there.
So basically you're saying there's a whole bunch of witches and warlocks running around.
Yeah.
And a lot of dark rituals going on. I agree with you with that. I mean, look at pop culture right now. I mean, it's very dark. And I mean, I personally have had to deal with people who are blatantly trying to put spells on me and all sorts of weird stuff lately. And it's just weird. Like what is going on? I mean, it's almost like a battle. There's always been a battle of light versus dark, but now it's so obvious you can't, it's not hidden anymore. Like there's no hiding it. And maybe that's what it is. It's like gotten so blatant and so disrespectful. I'm going to say disrespectful because it is. And it's gotten so disrespectful and so blatant that it's either, I mean, something's got to give on all this. It's either going to they're trying to overpower the light or the light's overpowering it. And they're in their, what we call the dead cat bounce. Okay. If you know what I mean. So I don't know. And I think cryptids have a lot to do with this. Like you said, you know, a lot of things are getting conjured right now.
Yeah, I mean, like a couple weeks ago, I was outside at nighttime, and I was heading out to the woodshed to get some wood. I was getting the fire going before I went to bed, and I stopped. I had my headlamp on, and I stopped because I thought I seen some eyes looking at me, and they were roughly about 7 foot off the ground, 6 to 7 foot off the ground, somewhere within that range. And it literally looked like they blinked and looked at me again. And then you looked and looked like they were trying to hide behind a tree to get out of my light. And then it came back out. It was never, this stuff has never been violent towards me. They've never been violent towards the reporting people that's reported it around my area. In fact, one of them has actually gifted a man a deer because it took some chickens from him.
Oh, wow.
It actually unalived a deer and laid it on his porch.
Well, it's just payment, I guess.
It is.
That's actually kind of cool. I mean, it sucks that he took the chickens or whatever, but
yeah, and then
you can eat for a while on a deer.
You can, and he wants me to come out and investigate it. Right now, he's had a death in the family, so he's up in Maine. He's not here right now. But he wants me to come out, but he doesn't want me to get rid of it because he goes, it's not violent. He goes, I just want to know what I'm dealing with. And I believe that he caught it during transformation, either transforming into the cat or from the cat back to human, when he literally was dang near face to face with it. He rounded his chicken pen and boom, it was right there.
Oh my God. Yeah. That's wild. Yeah. You gotta go check that out for sure.
Yeah.
You need a GoPro.
I got GoPros. I got plenty of GoPros. Okay. Yeah. Tanya says, Jessica, have you ever had repeated interactions with the same cryptids or group of cryptids?
Yeah, that's why we go to the same spots for our research all the time. We've been going to the same places for decades. And my team has on at least a couple of our spots. They go to for decades. That's why we don't give our locations away too, because we built up a trust with them and a familiarity. And so, yes, I have. The answer is yes.
Hold on, Aurora. Give me a second.
Got a cat man in there.
Yeah, I got a werecat. I'm going to. William's got a question for you. I read it, and then I'm going to go let her in, so she hopefully be quiet. Okay. William says, "What happened, Jessica, after you observed an object on one of your investigations, and a strange thing started occurring to you or your team saw it in a vision?"
What happened? Observed an object. Are you talking about the portal, William? I don't know if you're talking about the portal or a UFO or what. We see strange objects all the time. So I don't know which incident you're talking about, but and I don't remember exactly what the question was because now it's gone. Hold on, I don't have my questions up here. Let me see. Maybe I can find it. Hold on one second. Okay. Eric, you'll have to pull the question back up. Oh, here it is. I found it. Hold on. Observed an object on one of your investigations, and strange things started occurring after we saw it in a vision. I don't know. I'm not exactly sure what incident you're talking about, William. The light. I'm trying to think which light incident you're talking about. I don't know. I don't remember, William. I'm sorry. We had the fog. We've had like orbs and stuff. I mean, we had that one incident out in the field. If this is what you're referring to, when we had like an orb, it was like a light. It ended up being a spacecraft of some kind. That it was like moving back and forth over to the side of us, above our heads, and then it disappeared after a while. And then all of a sudden, we had missing time. We had I had a recorder that was going, and it sounded like bottle rockets were shooting off all around us in that recording. And we had red lights in the woods about 10 feet from where we were sitting. But my partner and I didn't see those lights. But the rest of the team did. They thought it was us, but it wasn't us. So
Quit.
It was a flowing orb light.
Leave my microphone alone.
I've had a lot of those, William. I had another orb that floated into my tent one night. It was like a round orb about the size of a red light too. Okay. Yeah. Well, the night of the red light, William, the red light, we had red lights in the woods beside us. That was when we were having missing time. It was actually after we had missing time, but it was the same night, and we had not moved from that spot yet. We didn't know we had missing time. We just knew that our equipment was malfunctioning and our times were changing on our equipment. And then we went back and listened to that recording. There were moments. I mean, for a nice long while, we got real quiet, which wasn't like us because we were pretty much whispering and talking the whole time. Not the whole time, but a lot of the time. And when we got quiet is when it sounded like bottle rockets shooting off in our vicinity, right where we were sitting. It was very close to us. And we think that's when whatever went down at that point.
Nick, yeah, I'm trying to see. Okay. Trying to get caught up here. Roxanne's, yes, I believe there is one by your place after that live chat DA had with some of the mods. Yeah. Yeah, I agree, Roxanne. I think we do have some werecats in this area. My chat's starting to act up again. This daggone computer. Okay, here we go. Bounty says, what do you think would be crawling and banging on roofs in a city? That's actually a very good question. And you'll be surprised about the answer. And this is actual reported answers. Do you want to take it first or do you want me to?
No, you go ahead because I don't know. It could be anything. Probably people. I would think.
Well, that could be one. But there's actually been numerous reports of Bigfoot and Dogman and werecats reported in cities, on top of supernatural stuff and other types of cryptids. They're not just in the woods; they're in the cities too.
Mm-hmm. Especially in St. Louis, I hear.
Mm-hmm. Springfield too. You'll be surprised how many reports I've gotten in Springfield.
What is the deal with that arch in St. Louis? I hear it's a portal.
They say it is, man. You have to be careful on that stuff, okay? Because a lot of people's doing stuff for clickbait. And that's the newest, greatest clickbait thing is that's a portal. That was just something, yeah, it's just something that was constructed to momentize something sacred. As far as it being a portal, I have not seen anything that would suggest that it's an actual portal. Nothing credible.
Well,
I could be
okay.
wrong.
Well, there's that. Well, I heard a story. Somebody sent me a link to this guy, that Victor guy that claimed to be part of that Dogman breeding program, and I think it was him. I think it was him. Like, don't quote me on this, but I think he was claiming that we got a Victor in the chat too. Probably not the same guy though. but he said that I think he claimed that he had like, can I say SHOT?
Yeah.
On YouTube, shot a dog man under that arch or something in the broad daylight or something. I don't know. I don't recall the exact story.
Yeah.
But it was something to do with dog men being like hunted down right there underneath that arch at some point. And I thought, man, that's kind of weird. But I don't know. Nothing shocks me these days though, Eric.
Yeah.
So.
Well, I mean, I've been there a few times. I've known several people who's been there multiple times, more times than I have. And I could tell you there's no type of energy like that put off in that area whatsoever. I could be wrong. I've just not found anything. And that's just some new thing that's been coming out. So I'm very, hey, Ohio, I'm very leery about that stuff because there's so much clickbait stuff going on. I'm the type of person, I need more evidence for me to go, yeah, that's what's going on. Can I say it's not that it's a possibility? It's a possibility, but for me, it's a low possibility. Very, very low.
All right, Eric. What if one day in the near future that arch just opens up into like a stargate and all these cryptids just start running out of it and flying out?
I'll be the first to admit that I was wrong. I'll be the first to admit that I was wrong.
Oh my gosh. That'd be funny. That'd be terrible.
I'd be like, well, I got to eat crow on this one. Hey, folks. Yeah, I was wrong.
I told you, Eric. I told you that arch was a thing. I told you it was a portal.
You'd be calling me.
Marching out of it.
You'd be calling me up. I told you, Fluffy. I told you.
I told you. That night, all those cat beings came out of that portal. That's where they're coming from, Eric. So when everybody's sleeping at night, those cat feline humanoids are coming out of that arch portal.
Yeah. I've been to areas with portals, and the energy you feel from them. It's weird. I don't know how to explain it. It is a weird energy that these things put off. Man, that thing has nothing. Yes, honey, that's my headphone. So I don't know. I mean, I could be wrong. I'm not one that's going to say that it's a portal. I can't do it. I'd be doing people a disservice by saying that. But I could be wrong. William says, what's that? Okay.
Who, me? Oh, I just said that was funny.
Oh, William says, no one would believe me if I told you what was happening now. Trust me, it's more evil than ever. I wouldn't doubt it, bro. I would not doubt it at all. Here's one. And Muriel says, what is some advice or suggestions for cryptid hunting and hunters in training? Ooh, that is a very good question.
Well, I would suggest you find somebody to research with. I wouldn't do it by yourself if you can help it. But yeah, find a team, go on an expedition. I mean, I highly recommend doing an expedition. I met some awesome people out of Georgia over the weekend up in LJ. Sheila and Scott Granger, they have like a Sasquatch fishing outpost or I think it's actually the fishing Sasquatch outpost or something where you can go fly fishing with them. And then during the day, you're fly fishing in their creek on their property. And then at night, you're Bigfooting. And I think that is freaking fantastic and fabulous. Go to somewhere like that. You know, people that are like offering to like take you out. Depends on where you live. But if you can find a group, I mean, I'm not recommending that you know, like, oh, go join a group like BFRO or something. You don't have to do that. There are other people that other groups out there and private people. Like I just saw Stacy Brown down in Florida is taking people out on a trip. I think he had 2 spots left last week on his adventure. Charlie Raymond up in Kentucky takes people out. He's got a bed and like a little bed and breakfast or some kind of like a quadruplex or something where you can like go stay and you can eat. It's like an Airbnb kind of thing. And he takes groups of people out on certain expeditions and stuff up there too. So there's several places like that. We need to compile a list by state. I think that'd be a wonderful resource to have. I
Mhm.
wouldn't mind doing it. People would send me the recommendations in and stuff. We can get a list together, and it's got to be credible people too. Like I like to back my friends and people that are have legit research experience under their belt. I highly recommend not going on just any trip with just anybody. Okay, it can be very dangerous out there. Only the seasoned veterans are who I would go with. Like some,
Mhm.
and actually going back to that, like a lot of the BFRO people are hardcore, like old school Bigfooters. A lot of them that go out with these people, that take people out. So it might be a good resource for y'all to go hit them up. So I don't know, it just depends. But yeah, don't go alone.
I'm going to have to stop putting them comments up because it's jacking with my comment feed. I've got to get a new tower, so I'm just going to have to read these off to you. I'm trying to get caught up because it shot me all the way to the bottom, so I'm trying to figure out where I left off. Okay, so Muriel, I agree with Jessica cold heartedly. You have to be very careful because you got the type of people to like to shoot first and ask questions later. You don't want that. You definitely do not want that. You needed somebody who knows how to deal with them. Respect. Respect is extremely important, and you got to build up a rapport with the cryptids in that area. If you don't, bad things can happen, or you're not going to get an experience at all. So just even like when we did that documentary out here, Byways of Bigfoot, even though I've lived with them for 30 some odd years when we done that documentary, they were extremely mad at me because I brought outsiders in checking their stuff out. I mean, they got mad. And I spent like 2 weeks with absolutely zero activity from them on that. So that's another thing you have to take into consideration too, because I've got such a good rapport with the ones around here. I mean, you guys have seen the videos I put out. They interact with me. You've heard them on my porch, on the roof of my porch, messing with my stuff, talking next to my house. I've got all that. That's on. I think it was episode 59, if I remember correctly. I did it with William, where I've actually recorded all this stuff going on. And that's because I've spent 33 years living with these things and communicating and living side by side in a circle of unity with these things. And that's something that's important. William says it was an orb, flowing orb light, and he said, yes, red.
I think we just covered that one. That was when we were talking about the red lights.
Yeah.
I've seen a lot of orbs, a lot of orbs. What's interesting is I had Desiree Folly on my show on Thursday night, and she's with a group called Mind Nexus, and they are actually testing. They take people in these rooms. It's like almost like a hyperbaric chamber or something, but it's some room that has zero frequencies in it, like a Faraday room, basically. And they put them in there with like zero frequencies at all, and they are able to test for frequencies on people's bodies. And so apparently, all these people that they're testing right now, especially people that are targeted individuals, or they think that they've been part of the secret space programs and stuff. A lot of times they've got something in their body, like some kind of nano stuff. You know what I mean? Some technology. And they're seeing that a lot of these huge companies they're registered with these frequencies, right? And so they can figure out which frequency it is and who is the one that's controlling these people. And I say controlling these people, okay? And so, anyways, that doesn't have a whole lot to do with the orbs that I was about to talk about. But she also was telling us that that there's this technology they have. Some of these big companies that are talking about like putting technology inside of humans and stuff. She was talking about how there's this cloaking technology that makes people look like orbs. And so when we're seeing orbs out in the woods, it's very possibly a person with this cloaking technology, she said. And I was like, well, how in the world does that work? Okay, that's what she said. It's something that humans have access to right now. And it's not us humans, but it's a special group of humans.
Mm-hmm.
Have this ability. So it makes me wonder, like a lot of the things that I've seen out in the field, it's probably not supernatural at all. It might just be humans that have advanced technology.
Could
or
be.
ETs with we say ET technology, but maybe it is the ET technology that humans are utilizing.
Could be. And you and me's had this discussion multiple times about the orbs you've seen with Bigfoots. And like I've stated, these things are, orbs are tied to paranormal very heavily. Bigfoot, dogmen, they have souls too. So when they pass on, it's no different than as if we pass on and our energy's left behind. I believe cold heartedly, and I think some of the best evidence to support this theory was on Expedition X when they were in that cave and they had that Bigfoot on thermal, and it went past him and he didn't even feel it. I believe it was a ghost of a Bigfoot, and I believe that some of these orbs are ghosts of these creatures that have passed on. We native people talk about it all the time, is going, our ancestors are here. They call upon their ancestors and they call upon the good spirits and in the great mystery for aid. One of the key things right there is they call to their ancestors because they're still here and still can hear you. So I'm a firm believer that it's no different than with Bigfoot and Dogman. And I love that video that they had of that Bigfoot on that thermal in that cave. And you literally watch it go past him. He didn't even know it. If that was a flesh and blood Bigfoot and he went past him in that tight cave, it would have knocked him over. And it didn't. It went through him. So I think that is a prime example of a ghost of a Bigfoot that they caught on that video. Hey, Isabel. So you guys forgive me, we're a little behind, so I'm trying to get caught up here. William said that was the trickster spirit posing as an alien causing you missing time.
I don't know what it was. Could have been. I mean, we didn't see any aliens. We just saw lights and stuff. And that little craft with the guys did remote view that though. And I don't know about the red light, but whatever that was in that, what we thought was an orb was actually a spacecraft. So yeah, weird stuff behind that.
Heck yeah. Auntie, yeah, I've been to Georgia. I was stationed there for a couple of years before I got transferred. When my unit got disbanded, when I got hurt in the Marines and all they had was infantry, and I could no longer do infantry, I transferred to the Army and became a pogue in the Army. And I was stationed at Fort Benning, Georgia for a little while until I came back from my third tour in Iraq and my unit got disbanded. I was one of the lucky few that was able to transfer out of Georgia, and I got transferred to Fort Riley, Kansas. Everybody else went to Fort Stewart. So I could tell you now, and I've had talks with Jessica and Robbie about this, there is a lot of paranormal, supernatural, and cryptid activity around Fort Benning, Georgia. So yeah, I could believe it. But yeah, I plan on making a trip to Georgia to join Jessica on a few investigations. I want to hit a few other places up too. So I'll let you know, Auntie, about going over to your dad's place. Corey says, I looked Victor Chip Johnson up on the web. He's legit. What was the Victor Johnson thing?
I think that's from that guy that said that he was with a dogman breeding program. I think that's him. And I think he died or something.
Oh, yeah.
He was a targeted individual.
Yeah.
I mean, that could also, I'm not saying that's a psyop too or whatever. I don't know. I did remote viewing of that actually. So I don't know. I was told he was legit too by some insiders, but I mean, you never know. Listen, I don't know what to believe anymore with anybody. I know what I know and what I experienced, and what everybody else says from the outside, I don't know.
Heck yeah.
I don't know. I'll take the story though. I think it's cool.
Heck yeah. Hey, Kathy, how's it going? This next question is for you from Kathy Newman. Have you ever remote viewed anything in the Tartaria era?
Yeah, I was given that as a remote viewing target. And I think I did a show with Dr. John Stamey, maybe. We did a show. It's on my channel if you ever want to watch that. Yeah, I was remote viewing, like super modern, advanced technologies, and people. It is really wild because I do remember that data was like, well, it was a wonderful, rich civilization, and then they got sold out. I don't know who they got sold out to, but got sold out and destroyed, and it was just kind of this. It's kind of sad. Like we got knocked back into the Stone Age, like Dark Ages, basically.
Oh
But
yeah.
it was like a rich civilization, and
Mhm.
yeah, I do believe Tartaria was a real thing. Okay,
Yeah.
it's a whole civilization, and there's a remnants of it today here all over the United States, all over the world. So yeah, like I said, I have a show on it on my channel. Go to the Cryptid Huntress channel, and click on my remote viewing playlist, and look up Tartaria. I think it's the Tartarian Empire or Tartaria on as the show, and you'll find it there.
Heck yeah.
Thank you for asking.
This next question comes from Tanya, Transformer. Autobots, roll out. Transform and roll out. I'm sorry, Tanya. I had to do it, sweetie. She says, what size range are known for juvenile Bigfoot prints? Do you want to answer that first, or do you want me to?
Well, it just depends. It's usually like human size a lot of times. It look like a human size. It just depends, though, because Bigfoots are all different sizes. So
yeah,
juvenile. I mean, if we see one that's like around, a 10, 11, a 10, 11 inch, that's probably a juvenile.
Yeah.
But, something like that.
Yeah, I've noticed for me, roughly somewhere between the 5 to 9 inch range. 9 inches really getting into the more the adult size, but I'd say somewhere between the 5 and 9 inch range. Just giving because of the width, and I'm going off the width, and that's the only reason why I'm basing this theory on it being the juveniles, because of the width, and it seems like they still have an arch. I've noticed that with the smaller prints, up until about the 9 foot range, they have an arch to them. And if you notice, when it starts hitting about that 9 inch range, you start losing that arch, which is, I think, where they start flattening out. You start seeing the more predominant, bigger, flatter feet style. I could be wrong. That's just my experience. Thank you, Roxanne. Let me hit a couple of these real quick, get caught up, and then we'll do the commercial. Corey says the one I almost walked into really affected my eyeballs. And yeah, I get that, Corey, because if you read a lot of ancient text, it talks about if you don't have the right frequency when you go inside of these portals, it will unalive you. And so you have to be very careful with portals. And some of the oldest text actually comes from some ancient Sumeria that talks about these portals. And they say if you don't have the key with the correct frequency, it will unalive you. Bad things happen.
It's all about the frequency, vibrations, and your energy.
Heck yeah. Lynn Parsons has a question. How did the Bigfoot react after you deployed and came home? That must have been
Interesting question.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, Lynn.
Yeah. For me, I mean, I've never had a bad experience with them. The closest I could say I've ever had, I think, was a juvenile that was coming in maturity, was acting very aggressive like towards my youngest daughter. That's the closest thing to a negative action I've ever had with a Bigfoot, besides the first action I ever had with a Yowie in the Shellwater Bay training area, Australia. Whenever I went to enter that old home that the settlers had been massacred in by the Aborigines. And I went in because I was thinking, man, if you got this type of traumatic things happening in this home, there's going to be paranormal activity here. And when my foot hit that first step, I heard this coming from inside that house. And them Aussies go, hey, mate, get back. That's a Yowie. That was my first experience with Yowie and how I learned about Yowies.
Gosh, that sounds like my stomach when I'm hungry. I'm just kidding.
Yeah. Heck yeah. What about you? Have you ever?
I've never been deployed, so I'm just kidding. Yeah, I don't know. Like, what do you mean? Like pertaining to like if I were to go somewhere and like come back.
Well, thinking about it too, like I've been deployed all over this world, and I've ran into a lot of supernatural stuff around this world, and I can't physically say I've ran into a jinn, but I think I have ran into a jinn in Cobb Spiker, Iraq. Just because of this thing was tall, it was skinny, it was shadowy, and it was right in the middle of the road of my ECP. ECP is entry control point. And I'm sitting there looking at this thing going, what the hell is that? But outside of that, I've ran into a lot of supernatural stuff and cryptid stuff out there. Honestly, the worst experience I had was that growl from that Yowie. I know you haven't been deployed, but you've been on many investigations.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, as far as like going back to my research areas and stuff, it's everything's always cool unless I bring people that are unfamiliar, and then it's not so nice when I go out there. That's why we're really particular about who our teams are kind of closed. Like we don't bring new people out there. But there's, it was like I brought Robbie. Somebody had asked me about taking Robbie out there to one of my areas and taking him out there. I think that's why it got so dicey out there. Because Robbie was there. Yeah, because they didn't know Robbie. Yeah.
Well, folks, we're going to take a quick break, and we're going to do some Dark Angel Medical. I can't pull anything up on my deal because I'm going to lose my spot on this last question, which Main House has got the next question. So I'm just going to play the video, and I'll talk about it without reading it off. Roxanne or one of the other mods will put the information up on the screen. So if you need to get a quick drink or top off on anything, Jessica, this is going to play for about a few minutes, and you'll have a chance to do that. But we are going to do some Dark Angel Medical. Here we go. Him, he didn't even know it. If that was a flesh and blood Bigfoot and he went past him in that tight cave, it would have knocked him. Oops, I had something playing in the background there for a second. If you're looking for the best first aid kits and trauma kits on the market, look no further than Dark Angel Medical. There's a reason why I promote them. There's a reason why I carry them. I do not make a dime for advertising Dark Angel Medical. I love their products so much that I want to do it. In fact, I'm going to be getting another headrest kit for my work truck because I love their product so much. Gary Pocket Doc Davis is the godfather of Kit for Life. If you use that kit to save a life and you let him know about it, he'll send whatever you use absolutely free of charge back to you. If you have HSA or FSA, you can use that to buy your kits. Doc puts on is certified, so if you need to get your certification or get your certifications renewed, you can reach out to him. He can come out to a class to get you recertified or certified. And he also, on his YouTube channel and his Instagram, he does short videos teaching you first aid and trauma treatment. I highly recommend going to his YouTube or his Instagram, following him on there and taking a look for it. If you can't afford it, they are pricey. You pay for what you get, but they're the absolute best kits on the market. I use Sezzle most of the time. I forgot I had HSA, so I wanted to start using that once I get some dental work done and some eye work done. I want to start using that to buy my kits. But you can use Sezzle, and 4 payments, that thing's paid off. So go over and get you some Dark Angel Medical. There's a reason why I carry it in my vehicles, and there's a reason why I have it on my field pack. All right.
Everybody needs a first aid kit. Everybody. I carry my combat medical pack everywhere I go. And that's, you need that in everyday life. Even if you just go to the store, or you're just driving down the road, going to the post office, you never know what you're going to encounter.
Heck yeah. And like with his kits, you got 3 different style of kits. I always get the military version because that's what I'm most trained in is field combat medicine. Um, so they always get the military style, but they have different style kits that you can get as well. And that's what I like about them. Main House says, Jessica, tell them about her scanner for that.
Okay, here, let me pull it up on my notes real quick, and I'll tell you now what she's referring to, and thank you for that, Main House. It's what Desiree Foley came on my show Thursday night, and she was talking about this equipment, this technology they have to test people for frequencies, and honestly, I think that video from Thursday, and I'm not just saying this, it really did get suppressed by the powers that be, y'all. That video got suppressed, and there's a reason they don't want information like this out there. So you guys, please go check it out. My Thursday night show about the frequencies and who's behind it. And here's what is in Desiree's bio that I've told the audience. It's advanced radio frequency and nonlinear junction detection scanning. And her group is called Mind Nexus, MIND Nexus. Desiree's the co-founder of it, but so they trace frequencies. Frequencies are traced by their nonlinear junction detector scanners and different frequency detectors. They've shown through spectrum and analyzing that some of these frequencies have origin with places like Milsat, Altel, IBM, universities, and medical institutions. And so when they test a person, and they travel from city to city, like big cities, to go test people for these frequencies, because it's like when people are feeling like they're being targeted in some kind of way, and we're all targeted, by the way, in case y'all didn't know, but we're all targeted. But once you can get proof that a particular frequency is emitting from your body, and you can trace where that frequency is coming from, you can sue them. Okay. And there could be some big old class action lawsuits coming for experimental frequencies, and it's called abuse of frequency and they're experimenting on you basically. And it could be with all of us.
I'm going to have you send me that stuff, so I'm going to have to test that out.
I've got a whole show on it, man. Y'all go check it out from a Thursday night with Desiree Foley and Barry Littleton. It is one of the most important shows I've ever done, and it was completely and here's another thing too. It's not that it was just, and it was shadow banned quite a bit, and it was suppressed, no doubt. But there's and this is what Barry says. This is out of Barry's mouth, y'all, not mine. Okay. Barry's convinced that there's a lot of people who he believes believe that they've been part of these secret space programs, and really he believes that maybe they haven't been, and they've got this like mind control technology inside their bodies, and it's making them believe that they've had these experiences. And so they've actually offered, Desiree was talking about how they've offered some of these, like maybe even some of the bigger names in those communities, to get tested, and they refuse, and they won't. So, I mean, I would want to know, I would think, you know what I mean? Let me know if I've got these frequencies, like where are they coming from? So I might get tested one day. Shoot, they're coming to Atlanta.
Heck yeah.
So, yeah, I don't know how expensive it is though, but
yeah, that Thursday show, I haven't had a chance to watch it. I was pushing snow, so I slept when that show was on. So I've definitely got to get caught back up on that.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, thank you, Mods. You guys go. The Mods just put Jessica's site into the chat, so click on there. Go look for that show and watch it. It was Thursday. I can't remember what that date is. That's the 29th.
It was Thursday. It's called Targeted Individuals and Mind Nexus. Targeted Individuals. Yeah,
go over there and check that out. And if you guys are not following Jessica, y'all are missing out, man. Get over there. Go follow Jessica. She's phenomenal. That's why I love having her on with me. I love going on with her. We have a lot of fun doing shows together. Go over there and give her a follow, y'all. Give her a like, subscribe, and follow, and let her know I said howdy doody.
Oh my God, Eric, we just hit 17,000 subscribers this weekend.
Congratulations!
17K. That's crazy. I just hit 16K this past month. So the numbers are really going up, and so there's a lot of people interested in what we're talking about, and and so Yeah. And actually, I mean, I'm going to keep the shows coming, y'all. We got I got my whole week is booked this week with shows,
Yeah.
by the way, pretty much. And it's going to be stuff that it could be more shadow banning coming. Okay. From some of the topics we're having, Eric. So
Heck yeah. Well, I lost some because I've been out of the loop for 3 weeks. So I've lost some of my subscribers, which happens. I mean,
you've
it's
been
just,
MIA.
yeah, a lot of
You're
bad
back.
stuff been going on. So it's good to finally be back between embarrassing moment, getting sick, and pushing the snow. I haven't been able to do a show in 3 weeks, so it's so nice to be back on here again.
And you're better than ever. Look at you. Your internet is
I know.
perfect.
I'm
I know.
styling
This
and
is the best thing ever had
profiling.
your internet. Look, your internet's great, and my computer's all jacked up. I'm on an old computer tonight.
Yeah,
What the
I've
hell?
got to upgrade this tower, man. That's my next step. Is I got to upgrade this tower.
Well, I need to get Starlink. If it's that good, your internet's great. I need to get Starlink at my house too.
Thank you, dude. I'm impressed. Like the only
Yeah.
time I've had a buffering issue, which I haven't set up my other deal yet. Which as soon as I set up my other deal for the other part of the house, I'm pretty sure my buffering is going to go away. Because if I'm on the other side of my house, is the only time I get a little bit of buffering, but it's not near as bad as what it used to be. So. Yeah, I'm happy with it so far, and it's like $27 cheaper than what my last one was.
No way.
Yeah,
Like your monthly subscription to internet?
Yeah, my Viasat was $147 a month, and I've got the top one on Starlink, and it's $120. So it's $27 cheaper than my last one, and runs better.
I need to. Well, I'm gonna holler at you this week and find out what you got. I'm gonna get it too.
I'll send you a referral information. Okay. I got you.
Okay. Oh yeah, you can refer, and then you get a credit probably. Refer me, Eric. I'll refer you, or you refer me, or whatever.
We got you.
Okay. Teamwork.
Hell yeah. Our next question comes from Philip. Philip, thank you for joining the chat. Sorry, I'm a little behind. I'm trying to get caught up on all these. He says, what state are you from? I don't have an issue. I am in Southwest Missouri. I'm originally from Northwest Missouri, from the St. Joe area. I'm around the Springfield area now in Southwest Missouri. If Jessica wants to tell where she's from, that's on her. That's not my place to give her location away.
I always tell where I'm from. I'm from Georgia. And I'm always talk about that. So I'm okay with that. You just can't know where in Georgia, but I'm from Georgia. I live in Northwest Georgia, actually. Okay. So I was born and raised here. I would say never left, but I did go to South Georgia to go to college for a little while, and then I came back. But anyways, I live in Georgia. I research all over the southeastern United States, and I've done some bigfooting in New York State as well. New York City. New York City. What did you say? Get the rope or something? It's like that paste picante sauce.
God, I ain't seen that commercial forever. That's still stuck
New
in my
York City.
Yeah.
That was a funny commercial.
It was, man. It was. Our next question is from Roxanne. She says, off question, with the Falcon monster and pics of the three-toed footprints, do you feel it was a gugwe? I do. And I agree with DA and Robbie and Doc. I think there's more than there. But I believe that footprint, if it wasn't a mutated or a mutilated foot, then it was definitely gugwe. And the activity and the aggressiveness stuff of it would suggest that it was a gugwe as well. What's your thoughts on that, Jessica?
I don't know. I have a helicopter flying over my house right now.
I hear it.
Can you hear that? That was loud. They like did a sweep. Okay. Anyways, I hate to say this, but inbred Bigfoot comes to mind. And it could always be that too. You know, inbreeding is probably a thing in the Bigfoot world. So, so it could be that. It could be deformed, or it could just be a three-toed critter of some sort. I mean, we don't really know what all's out there. I would think the gugwe would have like at least 5 toes, I would think, but I don't know, because gugwe are just like a Bigfoot, but just a little more violent, I think. So, but I don't know. My grandmother had weird looking feet. She's a human. You know, us humans have weird feet too, and some of us have more toes than others, and some less. So,
Yeah, and
Yeah.
you know the native lure was big. Gugwe was no different than Shiai Tonka, what we call Bigfoot now, but they had a difference on what they should do with humans. Now I can't remember if this was when white man came over or pre-white man. I can't remember off the top of my head, so you have to forgive me on that. This is the old. Thank you, Moon. That's awesome for that. Thank you so much for that $2 super sticker. I'm so glad that's working now, man. I've been fighting that thing for several months. It's finally working.
Nice.
So much
Thank you,
for
Moon.
um, but you know, the Gugwe wanted to eat humans and hunt humans, where Shiai Tonka didn't, and so they separated. And what we know of Gugwe nowadays is what they've transformed into, versus what we know of Bigfoot being. That's just the stories from you hear through native lure. Um, Corey says his father, oh, he's talking about Chip. His father's military retirement date matches up with the date he took his dad's position with the program. Yeah, I remember that. I'm scrolling down for the next one. Hey, Victor. Oh, wait, I said hey to you already. I know I'm missing some people. Hey, Walken, how's it going? I'm sorry if I haven't got you yet. I'm behind on.
Don't be so hard on yourself, Eric. I'm always behind on mine.
Heck yeah. Philip, thank you for subscribing. I appreciate that very much. You are awesome. Sorry, what'd you say?
Oh, I'm always behind on my comments, Eric. I'll get like 20 minutes behind.
Yeah, we're flowing good. There's a lot of views, a lot of comments. I'm loving this. Our next question comes from Muriel. How can you tell where a portal is? Can you see one with your physical eyes? Sometimes yes, sometimes no. One of the biggest ways is the energy. The energy in that area is going to feel off. That is one of the best ways to tell. If I remember correctly, your one, you guys didn't see it. They just accidentally walked into it, which is a very common thing that happens.
Yeah, and the experience of everybody that I know that has experienced portals, I mean, first of all, we are portals. Humans are portals. Okay, but anyways, that's another story. But yeah, there's portals everywhere, and we're not going to see them. And so, like the portal that out at the meadow, that you couldn't see it with your naked eye, but you could see it on thermal. And here's another thing too about that is like we've always called it a portal and stuff, but we've had a lot of time to think about that thing. A lot of time. It's been a long time, almost 10 years. And some of the guys on the team think that wasn't even a portal at all. It was like an apparition. Okay, so was it an apparition? Because they said that the environment changed when they walked up to it. The two gentlemen that walked over to it to check it out, and then it shrunk down and then it floated off. I think it was a spacecraft or something, personally, but I don't know. It's just weird. So I don't know. But there are people who have, like, I had Long Island Bigfoot Mike on my show the last time he came on. He was talking about how he was in the Catskills up in New York in the mountains. And he got to some area and he got discombobulated and he got turned around. He got dizzy and everywhere he went, he just kept getting like blocked off. Like he couldn't find his way out of where he was. And so he heard some people walking and he started yelling at them and they weren't hearing him. And so he yelled more and then he started panicking and he was like, Hey, can you hear me? And they just completely didn't hear him. And so he calmed down and then he was like, he looked around and he saw something. He saw like a creek or a river. He said he ended up just jumping in that river because he said the only thing that he could think of, he's former military too. He's retired out of the military, but he just, something told him to go jump in the water and to swim across the river. And he did. And that's when everything was normal again. He said everything turned back to normal, but it was almost like he had walked into a portal in some way, and he had to use his gut instinct to get out of it, to get out of wherever he was. Yeah, it might have saved his life, I guess. I mean,
it could have. I mean, water's got a lot of power and a lot of magic to it. It's known as the blood of Mother Earth. So there's a lot of power and there's a lot of mystery and magic and positivity with water. So I can see that
Yeah,
as being a possibility. Absolutely.
for sure.
Lynn Parsons says I was at Cobb Spiker for a bit. It was Red Air City. Yeah, it was. Yeah, I mean, and that stuff, man. It doesn't matter how much duct tape you put on seals. That damn sand, that freaking baby powder sand they got there, freaking gets everywhere. So I'm trying to find the next question here. A lot of you guys are commenting about Doc. Thank you so much, man. And they're talking about your show Thursday and how they loved it. That's awesome. You guys are great.
Oh, great. Thank you.
Sorry, guys. I'm trying to get to the next question. I'm behind 177 chats right now. Technicolor. Hell yeah. Okay. Has anyone tried melting the snow? Oh, William says they may tried melting the snow.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I've seen
I've
some
been
weird
seeing
stuff.
that.
Mm-hmm.
That's not the kind of snow we grew up with. That's Kim snow.
Yeah. Hey AJ, how's it going? Yeah, I've seen it. Don't turn black. It smells different. Yeah. Corey said, I also smelled ozone when I got close to see the portal. That's new. Heck yeah. Let's see. I'm trying to go through here see if I missed anybody. Hey, Larry, how's it going, man? So far. Yes, please put your question. Okay, I'm caught up. Yes, please put your questions in caps so I know it's a question. Good. I am caught up. Finally. Hopefully I didn't miss. If I missed your question, please put it back up there. I may have accidentally scrolled past it trying to get caught up. Next Sunday is my 100th episode. So I'm like, I've got to figure out something special to do for next Sunday show. Hey, Robin.
Congratulations.
Thank you. There it is.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I'm like, oh man, I got to do something special for the 100th episode. Because I've been doing this since December 3rd of 23, and it's been an amazing journey. Muriel says, Jess, do you need blind coordinates to remote view a target?
Yes, but they have to be given to me by a tasker who knows how to task them to me.
Yes.
Yeah, because it matters. It matters how the targets are written and worded and things like that.
Yeah.
You kind of need to be trained to task them as well as remote viewing them. But yes, but the answer is yes.
Yeah. Which I gotta get with you. I sent you them coordinates. I need to get with you on that. Isabel, good to see you. Giveaways are nice. Hint, hint. Yeah, as soon as I hit 1,000, I'm going to do another giveaway. But I'm trying to think of a really good show to do for my 100th episode. I haven't figured it out yet. I've got to plan on that this week.
You'll come up with something good.
Yeah, I will. But yeah,
maybe the St. Louis Arch Portal.
That's not a bad one. My 500 subscribers, I did 5 giveaways. When I hit 1,000 subscribers, I'm going to do 10 giveaways. So I got to start getting some, because I'm knocking on 1,000. So I've got to get some stuff gathered up for giveaways. Oops, come on. Walken has a question for Jessica and me. Could remote viewing be used against someone to punish or to intimidate them, like similar to a curse, punishment, or similar?
A curse.
Yeah. I don't know on that. That's all her. I'm not.
I don't know.
I'm not familiar with remote viewing as good as she is.
Yeah, I wouldn't liken anything to a curse or whatever. There are, I mean, they show if you watch Stranger Things, and what they're showing in Stranger Things about all the remote influencing, Also, if you watch the show The Men Who Stare at Goats, and that remote influencing they have on that show, where they're putting the goats to sleep with their minds, their mind power, their enhanced human capabilities. There are people who are trained that can do that. There are. And, through remote viewing. Absolutely. I would not call it putting curses on people and stuff. I mean, see, I don't know. I mean, it's all about the language, I guess, and your belief, your perception of what's happening and all that. I mean, it all goes into your background and what you know and what you believe. And but I can say our government is using that. I'm not saying I do it or I know how to do it, but I'm saying that there are people that do that. I believe because they're showing it to us in these TV shows and these movies.
Heck yeah. When it comes to remote viewing, my knowledge of it, I'll give you a prime example of what I'm like.
When he talking? My name is Jeff.
That's my extent of remote viewing. I just
Oh, God. What was that?
It was a video clip I did. My name is Jeff. I have no clue. I have no clue about remote viewing. I depend on Jessica because I'm like,
oh my God, that's funny. I was like, did something happen to my computer screen? I wasn't expecting that.
Yeah, that's me when it comes to remote viewing. So, Roxanne says, Jessica, can you give an example on how to show you on remote viewing the type of info needed?
What do you mean? I'm sorry, like about the target.
I think she wants to know what you need to do in order to do a remote viewing. If I'm wrong, Roxanne, let me know. But I think that's what you're trying to say.
Would a person like just a normal person that wants to like learn remote viewing?
I guess.
Well, I would start working out your psychic muscles first, and there's a lot that goes into remote viewing. I've been doing it for how many years now? 15 years, something like that. And so I've been doing it for a while, and it took me over a decade to train in it to be able to finally start getting pretty good at it. And but here's another thing too. There's a lot of people, and oh man, this is the bane of my existence, Eric. I tell you what, I go to a lot of conferences and events, and it chaps my hide a little bit sometimes because there's people there that are on the conference. They're listed there as remote, like world renowned remote viewers and stuff. And I don't claim to be an expert in remote viewing whatsoever. I just like doing it. I've been trained in it for a long time. And then it's really disappointing to go to like some of these events, and I'm excited to meet other remote viewers. And then I get there and they've never had one day of training in their entire lives. And so, and then some of them even write books, and they're like, and I picked up this lady's book one day. Barry was like, Jessica, you gotta come see this. And I picked up her book, and it was about remote viewing, and there was not one piece of remote viewing in there whatsoever. So people's definitions of remote viewing is different than my definition of remote viewing. So it depends on what type of remote viewing. My type of remote viewing, I had to go through a lot of like years of training in it. And but anybody can do it now. Remote viewing, and air quotes, like is just being psychic and looking at things psychically. Now everybody can do that, okay? And I encourage everybody to tune into that, okay? And I know, listen, I don't ever air it out. I really don't. Barry always tries to rile me up during my shows, and he's like, "Oh, what do you think about these remote viewers and stuff?" And I'm like, they're not remote viewers. Okay. But anyways, we're all capable of being psychic. Okay. We all are psychic, but it has been under attack for centuries. And even going back, like I'm going back to like the Tartarian. Somebody asked about if I had remote viewed Tartaria. I was like, there is so much that has been suppressed even then, since then. Okay. We are forcefully made to not be able to tune into our psychic abilities, and that's through these frequencies too, through the I want to say energy weapons and things like that. I mean, it's through our the towers, if y'all know what I mean, and the things that are sprayed in the skies, and this chemical snow, all this stuff. It's in our food, it's in our water. All this stuff is to suppress our pineal gland.
Mm-hmm.
That's
I agree.
ultimately what a lot of this boils down to, because we are not. We're supposed to be good little slaves, okay, and not be aware of your surroundings, and not be able to tune in and go with your gut, and that's why our guts are full of parasites and stuff. Is because we're eating all this junk, and because the parasites are taking over, and that mess. When you have a bad gut, you're not able to tune into your intuition. Okay, so it's all connected. All of this is connected. So the first thing I would do, was that Roxanne that asked that question? Roxanne.
Yes.
I would 100% start with your gut, for real, y'all. This is for everybody. Get a good filter, for a water filter. Okay, that's one of the first things I've always told everybody: get a good water filter that takes out the fluoride. I would take something to work on your gut. Starts on the inside first. Okay, take care of whatever kind of little Klingons we got in our guts. Okay, and work on working on your psychic skills. Okay, and using your intuition and paying attention to that, and decalcifying the pineal glands and all that kind of stuff. Work on that, and just doing some psychic exercises. You can find those online. You can get books, but just work on your psychic stuff, okay? And tuning in to the energies around you, and that's how you start. But there's also courses that you can take online if you want. If you want to get real advanced with it, you can go to the Monroe Institute, and that's expensive. But I haven't been there, but we have had people from like Silva Mind Control that came to teach us some things. There's resources out there. There's resources out there. If you want to do the kind of remote viewing that I do, you can learn it. And I've oftentimes been asked, like, why do I teach it? And I say no. And they're like, why? And I'm like, well, because it's a responsibility. If I were to teach people, first of all, I don't have time right now, but it is intrusive. Somebody asked that question earlier, like, what can you do? Like remote viewers, they can get. If you don't think that our government doesn't have psychic spies and can really get into people's business, I know they can. So,
yeah, she clarified her question. It says the info someone gives you for you to remote view.
I get a set of 8 numbers, and that's all I get. So I'm giving numbers. Like Eric, you've given me some remote viewing targets. Tell them what you did. Can you explain it? Do you remember?
Yeah. So the very first one I did was actually when I was in that area for remote for that werewolf investigation. And when I came back from that investigation, you told me what you had gotten. I was like, holy crap, you hit pretty much, the nail on the head with a hammer. You nailed it. It was pretty damn close. The second time was another investigation that I went on at the Springfield Commercial Club, and you was extremely accurate on that one as well.
Well, thank you. But all you gave me were some numbers, I remember.
Yep, 8 numbers.
He gave me 8 numbers. He sent me those numbers. I had no idea what those numbers were, what they meant, what the target was, because it's the intention behind it. You know what I mean? And so he gave me those numbers, and I was able to get him all that data and send it to him.
I didn't give her anything about the location, what I was wanting to know, nothing. I just gave her 8 numbers in my head. I knew what them 8 numbers were attached to, and she remote viewed it and was damn near spot on. She was probably 98% accurate on a lot of that stuff.
I told him, I was like, just write it down on a piece of paper, write down the numbers and write down the target, and then send me those numbers for what he did. So yeah, it was pretty cool.
Heck yeah.
I love doing that, y'all. I do. But I don't take targets from just anybody, by the way, y'all, because there are parameters, and there are things that I don't want to remote view. Let's just put it that way. Yeah.
Heck yeah.
It can be very dangerous.
Muriel says, do you need to learn astral projection first before you learn remote viewing?
Well, that's interesting. I didn't. I did not. So I never have learned astral projection. I don't know. Dr. Ram, Richard Allen Miller came on my show, and he's all about the astral projection. And some people say it's the same thing, really, but it's a little different. So you don't have to. I think a lot of us, especially remote viewers, we're naturally proficient in astral travel. It's a natural thing.
Heck yeah. Uh-oh. My chat just jumped on me and I lost where I was, so now I've got to start over. Oh, yeah. I need a new computer.
I have a new computer, but it's not hooked up all the way yet. So, man, I tell you.
Come on now. Come on. There it goes. There it goes. Now it's working. Okay. It froze up on me for a second. Trying to see if I missed anything here. I was behind about 120 chats. Okay. So that's where I left off. Good. Okay. Come down here. There was one question or statement down here. I think it was from William, maybe. William said, Jessica, I will see you Wednesday. Okay. This will be one of my last podcast appearances.
Oh, I can't wait to see you, William. It's going to be great. We're going to talk about the fallen angels and all these celebrities out there that seem to never age or die. Or they die and then they come back as somebody different. We're going to talk about that on Wednesday. So thank you, William.
Heck yeah. Main House says, Jessica, can you give the basics on safety when astral traveling?
Oh my gosh. Well, I'm not an expert on astral traveling, so I don't know. Some people say it's dangerous to astral travel because somebody can cut your cord and all that kind of stuff. So no, I don't have any advice on that, unfortunately. Just be careful. That's all. Mm-hmm. Just be careful. Yeah. I mean, I hear like a lot of stories of people that are, I think we were talking about the witchcraft earlier and stuff. I think we were talking about that earlier. People putting spells on other people and stuff. And it's kind of at an all-time high right now. So I'm more worried about people trying to astral travel to me right now. And so mm-hmm. I got my protection up. We should all have our protection up right now.
Heck yeah, especially with what's been going on lately.
Yeah. These streets are crazy.
Yeah. Yeah, it is right now. Roxanne said, Jessica, I have for all my life out of the clear blue sky, I can feel when someone's in trouble, getting ready to call or come to my house, but mostly when someone is in trouble or terrible sick. Yeah.
Oh, man. Yeah, because you're in tune. You are switched on psychically. And that's wonderful. That's a good thing. It's a good mm-hmm. thing. Yeah. But a lot of us, we do have that connection. And it's having that connection to people that you're connected to, if that makes sense. It's kind of like a double entendre. But yeah, especially our family, our children, our parents and our siblings and your best friends, your spouse, all that kind of stuff. There's a string attached to all of us, basically. The people you're close to.
Yeah, because I think when you study the Aboriginal people from Australia, you study a lot of the Aboriginal cultures of history. They all talk about being in tune psychically together. They all, from the oldest text you can go to, they all talk about being psychically connected and being able to do things like teleport, do all types of stuff. So I firmly believe that we were purposely, like you were saying earlier, peasants be happy what I give you and shut up. They did that and cut us off from that type of stuff. So I believe by getting our bodies back into, so like whenever, I can't remember if it was Julius Caesar or who it was. I think it was Julius Caesar who changed the calendar date from 13 months, 28 days to 12 months and 30 to 31 days. It threw us out of sync because we're supposed to be in tune with the moon, and we're supposed to be in tune with the frequency of Mother Earth. By taking us away of that cycle with the moon, taking us away out of the cycle of the frequency of Mother Earth, we are no longer able to tap into that stuff. And that part of our brain that we don't use has been purposely shut off because of that. And it's up to us to say, take this job and shove it. I want to get back to the way we're meant to be. And I think once we can, then we'll get back into doing those things. Look at so many, like Asian cultures specifically, talk about how you can float on air and you can do all this other stuff. This was abilities our ancestors used to be able to do. And if you study a lot of that old stuff, they talk about that in other cultures as well. And it's all about getting back in and unlocking that part of our brain that was purposely locked away.
Well, it's also about the reclamation and the rise of the divine feminine again, and those the divine feminine energies. Okay, we've had the scales have not been balanced lately, so maybe there's a resurrection coming here. I don't know. Just saying. Of the divine feminine, that is.
I mean, everybody has a purpose in a being. We all do. I mean, men have their purposes, women have their purposes. And that's why when we come together to make one being, that's why it is. We're connecting our purpose together to join and make that connection, make that power, make that I just forgot what I was going to say now.
Well, it's being out of balance.
Yeah. Get back in balance. Thank you. Get back in balance. You know, Native people always tell you, hey, Roger, the Native people always tell you that you need to go out somewhere that is very sacred and very positive for you to recenter your soul with your body. Okay. And that's the natives talk about it, but all cultures talk about recentering your soul with your body. You need to do that both mentally, physically, and spiritually, recenter yourself. And it's extremely important. You need to reconnect with Mother Earth, and you need to reconnect with positive people.
Yeah. Positive people. That's Yes. Connect yourself to positive people, y'all. And keep your vibes high, please. We should all strive for that. Yeah.
We got 13 more minutes. I don't know what you got planned for tomorrow, if you got to be up early or not. I don't know. I do. So yeah,
I do. I have a kid. We got school tomorrow, and I have not been home all weekend. So I got a show tomorrow. I got a lot to do tonight.
Heck yeah.
Still got to feed my kid.
So
I'm sorry I can't stay late tonight.
No worries. So everybody, you got 13 minutes to get your questions in before we're going to have to cut the show. So please get your questions in there. Corey says you need to go up on the hill and get your head right. Yeah. Oh yeah. Robin says our special purpose, Navin R. Johnson. Why does that name sound familiar? Our special purpose. I know I've heard that somewhere, but let's see. So I got a question for you. What is this year outlook for your show? You got anything special you plan on doing? Something different? Anything you're going to do to your show different than what you've done already?
Ooh, that's all classified information, Eric.
Oh, if you tell me,
you got some plans in the works. Yeah, I got some stuff. I got some plans. Yeah, it's all classified right now, but yeah, I do have some plans. Listen, if I give my plans away, they won't ever come to fruition because I got people watching me. Okay, so I gotta.
Heck yeah.
I got the wonderful people watching, and I've also got the not so good people watching. Okay, so all the time. So, but no, I've just got a lot more. I've got more research. I've got a lot of trips planned and stuff, and places to go and research to do and all that. So yeah, it's going to be a fun year. I've got a lot to look forward to this year. And of course, I've got nothing but wonderful shows planned and a lot of people that want to collaborate with me and stuff. So we're going I don't know. I love change and stuff. And
Mm.
when I get bored with something, I either don't do it anymore or I always transform in some way, like transform whatever I'm doing and just elevate,
Mm.
So yeah, just
Heck yeah.
elevation and just making things a little more exciting. I don't know. Sometimes I don't ever get bored. Don't get me wrong, I never get bored, but when things start feeling monotonous, I switch things up. So,
Heck yeah.
so I'll be switching some things up probably, and I got a lot of things planned. So, but I
I can.
also go with the flow, Eric. Okay,
Mm.
me. Shoot, how many times have I called you last minute? Be like, hey, come on the show with me.
Yeah. I'll be like, usually I'm pretty good unless
Good.
I got something going on. But yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm like, what you
So
doing tonight? We got like 2 or 3 hours. You want to come on my show?
heck yeah. We'll get her done did, and we done
Yeah,
did it. So we Star Tracked it, man. We did a
we've
good
done
job.
it. We
Yeah.
always have a good show too. We always have fun, and
Oh yeah.
uh, I'm not. I mean, I just do this because I love to do it. And whenever I have like a topic in my mind, or if it depends on like who I'm bringing on the show or whatever. But if I got a topic and I want to do the show, like I got this topic and I'm like stuck on this topic, I will find the best person to bring on the show
Heck
to
yeah.
talk about this topic. And you oftentimes come up, Eric. You're in my top on my list. Okay,
Well,
so
thank you.
so that's why I've asked you many times to come on the show with me.
I
Yeah.
appreciate that. We do have a question for you from Walkins. A question for Cryptid Huntress. Is
Okay.
it dangerous to go visual data for the RV, meaning anything or anyone monitoring the activity and them being spotted?
Could be. Yeah, it could be. That's why I don't take targets from just anybody. And I have to trust my tasker, let's just say. Because yeah, you can. I have, if you look through my data, and I have all my data on my Patreon, by the way, if anybody ever wants to look at my data, for
Mhm.
all my targets that I'm public with, that's all on my Patreon, all the raw data. And you'll see on several of those targets, a lot of them, it's like, get out. Like I'm getting yelled at
Yeah.
and stuff, like to get out of here. And like, I got people ask me like why I'm there
Mhm.
and stuff. And so, yeah, it can be dangerous. Yeah. It can definitely be kind of dangerous. And people do see you and I see them.
Mhm.
We see each other.
I know there's like times when I've had you remote view something, I'll be like, man, I'm kind of leery about doing this because the level of danger that's involved with this
Mhm.
situation. And that's why I was always like, well, I want to do it. Are you sure you want to? And you're like, yeah, give it to
Yep.
me. I was like, okay.
No
Uh,
fear. Yeah.
no fear. Walken has a question for the Cryptid Huntress and ED Testament. Would remembering in vivid detail visual information and similar be considered remote viewing or just accessing your memories? That's going to be for Jessica. I have no clue on that.
See, and that's the thing. My definition of remote viewing is different than what the general public a lot of times believes is remote viewing. Okay,
Mhm.
and I don't mean general public, but like just people I've encountered. Okay, so to me, remote viewing is a scientific. It's like a process, and there are modes of remote viewing and coordinate remote viewing, energetic remote viewing, hypnotic remote viewing, all that. That's remote viewing. And so I would
Mhm.
say what you just described would be more, psychically tuning into something
Yeah.
or having a recall with your memories. That's what I think. I don't consider that remote viewing.
Right. And so
Yeah.
on that
Thank you for your
aspect, like
question.
I've had vivid dreams that I can't explain. And I've woke up with injuries where I've been injured in that dream. And sometimes it's in
Oh,
locations
wow.
I can't reach, and I'm in some alien planet fighting demons or aliens or some other dimension where something has changed. And I've had vivid dreams where I'm a Lakota running through the field and I get shot in the back by a cavalry guy. And I woke up in the middle of the night having a red spot in my back where I got shot at. And I was an old Lakota man when this happened. Um, I
That's
don't
because you're
know.
living all your lives. Like, we say past lives, Eric. We're like, oh, that's a past life. And this is
Mhm.
what I believe. I think that could have been your past life, but you're living it now. Like, it's like time is just an illusion. We live the
Mhm.
past, present, and the future all now. It's all
I've
now.
al- I've also had many dreams where I was literally a successful businessman married to somebody else with some other, with different children. And I've actually seen that what was my wife in my dream, I've seen her in real life.
Oh my
And
God.
yeah, it's weird. I can't explain it, but it's like I'm living two different lives. But it's like the best way I can describe it's like two different dimensions,
Yeah.
there's
Well,
planet one, Earth 1, Earth 2, and I'm in Earth 1 and dreaming of Earth 2. That's the best
well,
way I can describe it.
and that's why we talk about frequencies, right?
Mhm.
And the vibrational frequencies that we have, we can change our timeline. And when we talk about manifesting, we can manifest new timelines. And so
Mhm.
if you want to like raise your vibrational frequency and you've got something that you are focused on, like this is what you want, you can go live it. You can, if you can dream it, you can have it. You can be it. It's just in another
Mhm.
timeline. You just got to get to that frequency to where you're on that same radio wave with
Mhm.
whatever that is that you want. And so that timeline may be being shown to you because it's available to you.
Yeah.
Okay. You just have to do the work to get there. You know
Mhm.
what I mean?
Oh yeah. And Muriel says, so the energy of the tasker can affect the data, is what you're saying.
Mhm. The energy of the tasker?
Mm-hmm. So, like, if I give
That's an
you a
interesting
remote,
question.
yeah.
Yeah, it can actually, and it does, but it's by the way that the wording is and everything in it, and that's why like you have to be trained somewhat to be able to give me any kind of a target. I have to like train you in how to do that. Um, yeah, it I guess it could kind of affect it. It just depends on what kind of target it is, though. It
Mm-hmm.
depends, and it depends on what mode of remote viewing I'm doing as well. So I don't know. Like I said, y'all, I'm no expert in this. I don't claim to be, but I just do it a lot. Okay.
Heck
So,
yeah.
and I can answer it as much as I know. Okay. And I think, yeah, I think that it could affect, I think it could
Mhm.
affect you, but could affect the target maybe, but I don't know.
Roxanne says, Eric, the witch is back, bothering me. This time I put her in her place. She won't be bothering me for a long time. While wanted to let you know. Oh, thanks. Yeah. I know you've been dealing with her for a little while. Main House said, Eric, did she recognize you also? She seemed like it, but we never communicated. Yeah, I mean, both of us had that look like, and that was it. And I just kind of like, oh shit. And I just went the other way. And she kind of did the same thing. But yes, it was like we kind of knew each other, but couldn't figure out where we knew each other from. That was
You knew
pretty
each other
much what
from
it's
the spaceship when you guys were getting
probably.
probed. I'm just kidding. I'm kidding.
Probably. I wouldn't doubt that one bit, but
I'm just saying.
I've
Yeah.
literally went like, holy crap, where do I know this person from? And of course at that moment I'm thinking, is she somebody that I had a one night stand with or something? I mean, what's
Oh my
going on
God.
here? But then I remember my dream. I went, oh my crap. Oh my gosh. She literally was just in my dream, because later on I'm sitting in my house going, man, where do I know this chick from? It's like, I know her from
You're thinking
somewhere.
about all those drunk nights.
Oh God.
Great.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean,
Hey,
before,
Eric.
before I changed my life, man, I was a bad person. And I was literally trying to figure out what was going on. And then all of a sudden my dream hit me and I went, she was my wife in that dream.
Wow. Or maybe a
Hmm.
past life.
Could be, or just from we both have the same energies, just from a different dimension, and then
Mm-hmm.
somehow we may have both dreamed. I don't know. I cannot explain what happened. It was very weird. And it's not the first time. That's not the first time something like that's happened. Like I've had dreams where I'm in combat on another planet. And I remember being with my other team members, and we were all part of some kind of super soldier program. I mean, we were beefed up, juiced up with stuff they gave us. We're fighting these aliens. Now I have a team, and I've literally ran into people that look like my team members from that dream. And we kind
Oh,
of
wow.
both we're all like, dude, I know you from somewhere. And I've done that so many times, like, dude, I know you from somewhere, and I can't picture where I know you. And then he's like, dude, I have the same thing. He goes, I know you from somewhere. I just can't think of it. I'll be like, hey, do you hang around the motorcycle world? I start naming stuff out. And he'd be like, yes, no. I was like, well, maybe it's something like that. Just can't explain it.
Yeah. Kind of like deja vu or something, or I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
That's always interesting.
Yeah. So We are at that hour 59 mark. What is some closing remarks you have for today's show?
Oh my gosh. Well, I appreciate the questions, y'all. I appreciate all the questions. They're actually really good questions, and I do. You got a very smart audience, Eric.
We do.
And I'm glad you guys are here today. And yeah, I don't know, just everybody. I really appreciate the questions about the remote viewing today too. I really do like those, and I'm glad that people are interested in wanting to, look into becoming more psychic and even remote viewing, and that makes me feel good, because I think that if we had an army of switched on humans, psychically switched on humans, I'm just saying, like even just people that watch our shows, if we all just like work towards that. And maybe one day I will start doing little courses on remote viewing. I think that maybe that's something we can change for this year, Eric. Maybe 2026, I'll start doing something like that. Even doing like just little weekly things or something. I do have a Patreon, my remote viewing, with all my remote viewing data. Maybe I'll start doing like a weekly thing over there, but we'll see. It's something to think about. But yeah, I'm just super excited that you invited me on tonight, and thank you so much for having me. And yeah, I enjoyed hearing your cats tonight, and they've
been very needy because I've been sick for a week, and then I've been pushing snow for a week, so they're really needy right now. Everybody, make sure you go to Etsy, to War Woman Goods too, and buy a lot of Jessica's products on there.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Oh my gosh, thank you. I need to stock up on some more stuff, and I've got more stuff to post. I sell like vintage, like Native American jewelry and stuff, and yeah, I need to get a merch line out. I wore my little Cryptid Huntress hoodie to the conference yesterday, and I've had a lot of people ask if they could buy one, and I have not made them on a mass scale yet. So I'm gonna get into that. That'll be something else we do this year. I'll have like a little merch line for you guys and stuff. So
heck yeah.
Yeah. And I'm super proud of you for your promotion, Eric.
Oh, thank you.
And I'm excited. You've got your 100th episode coming up next week. So congratulations on that too.
Thank you. And I want to answer Maine real quick. I will not get hypnotized. They've tried to hypnotize me before. It don't work. But I do have skeletons in my closet that I want to keep in my closet. So I'm afraid that they'll come out. And I'm also afraid what they're going to find that I don't know. I'll be honest with you. So that's why I don't do the hypnotism stuff. Hey, Debbie.
That's
AJ,
legit.
thank you for coming in.
Those are legit reasons, Eric. Don't feel bad.
Yeah,
I get it.
So I want to thank everybody for coming in. My mods, Roxanne, Corey, William, Jeff, thank you guys so much for your help in the chat today. Everybody, thank you so much for your questions. I appreciate it. Jessica, thank you so much for coming on. I love having you on. It's always a blast.
Anytime.
I hope you guys enjoyed the new intro. I've got a new outro. The intro and outro is being revealed on this show. So that new intro was revealed today. My new outro is going to be revealed today. I've spent today working on it. So I hope you guys enjoy it. For my new subscribers, to my old OGs, thank you guys so much for coming in, listening to this old hillbilly talk. I hope to see you guys again here soon. And thank you, everybody, for coming in. And once again, Jessica, thank you so much. And until next time, peace, love, and blessing, everyone.
If you the ground may quake. It's a risk you take when the unknown wakes. Your pulse will race, your breath will freeze in this realm of uncanny mysteries. Dare to tread where the darkness hides, through the cracks of the world's thin sides. Join if you will take the dare, where we learn of things that scare. The bizarre wears a wicked grin. Its world pulls you slowly in, but once you're here, you'll never roam. This is now.